Alright guys, here we are again. We're going to be using the Tiger Bait Matrix Shad, and our subscription box is going to have a couple of packs of Tiger Bait along with other things. If you're a Tiger Bait fan, this is a box you want to make sure you're subscribed to. Make sure to subscribe either today or tomorrow, as we're going to be shipping these boxes out this week, and that's the cutoff date. So make sure you get in for this box. Is going to be either today or tomorrow for the Tiger Bait. So we're going to be fishing on this episode of DockSide TV in really cold conditions from a few weeks ago, even though the conditions you've been seeing all week this week has been a very hot start to our 2020 year. So enjoy this episode of DockSide TV. Make sure to subscribe to our Matrix Bait box today or tomorrow if you're looking for the Tiger Bait box, which will have some other items in it. Enjoy this episode of DockSide TV. So what we're gonna do today, go over, is targeting wintertime trout, maybe even some redfish later, fishing deep contours, deep shelves, deep drop-offs, working man-made canals, dead in the middle of them, fishing wintertime techniques. Right now I'm casting in anywhere between 15 and 20 foot. And I just found these fish from, I was trolling, caught one, started fan casting, bumped into another one. Just bouncing it on the bottom and slow rolling it also. You just saw that loon go down right there, but that's something you really want to look for. We talk about it all the time. That's our wintertime seagull. So in the fall, we look for a lot of seagulls diving on shrimp. In the winter, we're targeting loons. Loons really tell you where the bait's at. We see the loons diving in the water, we know there's at least bait around. And another thing you really want to use to your advantage when you're fishing these deep man-made canals in the winter is your electronics. They're pretty important. It's going to tell you your depths. It can help you find ledges. Water temperature is key, whether they're going to be deep or shallow. And another thing you want to look for when you're trolling around, especially when I'm trolling and I'm covering a lot of water, I'm looking for any kind of activity on the bottom or in the sonar at all. You don't want to have just a flat bottom. That's not good. Not every time you see something on your sonar means you're going to catch fish, but you want to have activity going on that sonar. There we go. Nice speck right here. So we're in the dead of the winter. Times are starting to get tough, and we're in one of our favorite deep man-made canals, fishing the Tiger Bait on a 3/8 ounce. We're doing a little bit of trolling, a little bit of jigging. Caught that one actually casting and retrieving. We're having to really pull out a lot of tricks right now to put a nice box of speckled trout together. So we're getting into some of the harder months of the year. But we're starting to fill up the boat. Hit it on the retrieve. That's what I'm having to do right now, is change it up a little bit. Doing some jigging. Some just simple reeling in. These fish are very funny this time of year. When they want it trolling, they want it trolling. When they want it jigging, they want it jigging, and you just got to figure it out each day. So right now, I'm catching them both ways, jigging and trolling. But what I'll do is, when I hit one actually trolling, covering a lot of water, I'll stop with the trolling motor, make some fan casts around the boat, see if I can catch a few. That's what just happened right there, just casting and retrieving. But then when I go a little bit of time without a bite, I simply put that trolling motor on medium to high, go about 1.7, 1.8 miles an hour, and drag this tiger bait matrix up underneath the boat. Want to make real long casts, that way you can cover a lot of water. This is just a big, giant, man-made pit that's dug out years and years ago, and these fish can be anywhere in here. So although you might only fish a couple hundred yards, it can take you hours to do that, because you got to fish it so deep and methodically to be able to find these fish. It's a really tough place to fish, a really tough time of the year. But what it does, it just shows you can catch fish, speckled trout, all the way through the middle of the summer. The middle of the winter, under the coldest conditions. Right now, it's not terribly cold today, but the last 2 days, a big front came through, blew all the water out. Just about all the Lake Pontchartrain's really filthy. And back here is not the greatest water I've ever seen by any means, but it is good enough for sure. One thing we always talk about is you always want to be able to see the head of your trolling motor. So when you put the trolling motor down, you want to be able to see the trolling motor. If you can see the trolling motor, it's fishable. If you can't see the trolling motor head, you're probably wasting your time. We're going to change it up a little bit on this cast. So this is kind of what I've been doing. Takes about 15 seconds to get to the bottom. Started off jigging like that. Typical Pontchartrain pop. Coming, and it's all kinds of contours, 15 foot, 18 foot, 12 foot, 25 foot. You got to really pay attention to see if you're coming off a drop off or not. And then as I'm halfway done a cast, when I feel it get to the bottom, I'm doing some simple retrieves, like a trolling. This is what the bait would look like if you're just trolling it behind the boat. Then I'll pause it, let it get back down to the bottom. Boom. Try another series of retrieves. You just got to figure out what's working. All right, what I'm going to do here, we hadn't had a bite in a little bit. I'm going to simply cast this thing. I'm going to put the trolling motor on as high as it goes. Cast it all as far as I can. And I'm going to let out almost a full spool of line. It's basically probably 2 casts as far as you can throw. It's about how much line. And I'm going to set that trolling motor at about mid. Want to stay around 1.7 miles an hour, anywhere between 1.5 and let's say 2.2. And you got to pay attention to what speed is working for you. I got it all set up. I'm going to go check my speed. I'm at 1.2, so I need to bump it up a hair. I've been catching them in anywhere from 12 to 17 foot. So I'm going to try to keep the boat in that region. And I just like to, you'll see them really good trollers. They sit there and they pop that rod all the time. Now I've just simply got monofilament. That's why I got to use the trolling motor. is I can't get this bait down to the bottom at a high speed. Those trollers, they get at a pretty good clip, and they'll use that web line or steel line, and they can just keep that lure down all the time. There's all kinds of different lures they all use trolling. I obviously just usually go with a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce GoldenEye with a matrix shad. It gets the trick done. I mean, some of those trollers are really good and they can catch them at a very, you know, they catch a lot. They really know what they're doing. I'm simply just trying to locate different patches of fish. Once I catch one, I typically slow it down, turn the trolling motor off, and try to jig them up. I just hit this one on the trolling. What I do is turn the boat around and then kill that trolling motor, and then you begin this lengthy retrieve. It's the only thing with trolling is you got to let so much line out. Once you hit one, you got to crank him on in. And sometimes that's just the way to go. That trolling can be so effective. That's a nice fish. There we go. Nice fish, baby. On that troll. Trolling that tiger bait right there. Had it about 70 yards behind the boat. Going 1.5, 1.7. Caught this beautiful trout. He hammered it too. Nice redfish. Oh. Red's pretty gold considering how deep he was. That's another thing that these man-made canals are known for, especially in the dead of the winter, is redfish piling up. We made one little move. Stayed in the same canal system, same man-made system. Made one little move over, starting to run into a couple reds. When you're fishing reds in the winter, well, you catch one, you want to really hone in on that exact area because they very rarely fly solo together. Or fly solo, they're always in packs together in the wintertime. I can't, there he is, see? Oh, missed it. Right where I'm trying to get, I tried to get right back out to where I caught that one. They're almost always in bunches in the wintertime. I don't know why, it's pretty strange. But I say it all the time. In the wintertime, you might have to cover a lot of water to catch a redfish. And it might take you all day. But once you find where those redfish are at, they're gonna be there every single day as long as it's cold. If you get a big warm up, they're gonna spread out, but at the moment it gets cold again, they're all gonna suck back to the same exact spot. Feels like another nice red. Pretty close to where we caught the other one. Oh, look what it is, one of our favorites. We do not see these guys too often anymore. It's a quality flounder too. I love this canal system when it's really good because these deep canals off the Wrigley's, boy, when these flounder weren't so hard to catch like they are the last few years, well, we used to catch some giant flounder in here. Flounder love these deep canals with deep ledges. They love tiger bait. Green hornet's probably my favorite, or avocado for flounder. That's a sight for sore eyes right there. Got the smorgasbord effect going today. Got bass, trout, reds, and flounder. That's the superfecta. When I cast it out here, when I'm fishing in the middle, well, as you can see, I'm way off the bank. You got to pay close attention to your line. That matrix line that we use, it's a high visibility. That way I can see it. Because like I said, I could cast this way and it'd be 10 foot of water. simply cast to the left, it'll be 25 foot of water. And by me watching the line, I can see when it hits the bottom, it tells me how deep of water I'm fishing. And that's the key, is these fish are gonna school up on different little drop-offs and ledges back here. I don't think this is a flounder. I think I'm right this time. I think this is another red. Could be a blue cat. Fight like that. That's a red. Nice red, perfect size for the grill. Yes, sir. So nice to be able to go to one shoreline or one area of this thing, catch trout. Go to another area, catch reds. And if you wanted to wiggle up in some of the bayous, like you've seen on some of our previous DockSide TV episodes, some of them little curvy bayous, you're gonna catch bass right here off the Wrigley. See if we can get these reds on a little roll. It's a lot easier when you got multiple people in the boat keeping them going. There he is. Like I said, you find redfish, you find one, you're gonna find a few. So you want to get that lure right back out there. This one feels like a throwback. There it is. A little throwback red. We're gonna hurry up, take him off, get him back in the water. Try to get right back where that little school's at. I don't know how deep it is where I'm casting, but I'm looking at my line. It looks like about 14 foot if I had to guess. Like I say all the time, it's about a second per foot when you're using a 3/8 ounce jig head. Oh, I went to reach for the towel and there he was. This one's gonna be close. Nope, I don't think he's got it. He's close. This one's probably 14 inches. I love the winter though. You just catch so many reds, usually. This year hadn't been that good, but typically, when we get into the dead of the winter, low cold water, I don't even worry about the trout. We're just wearing the redfish out. If you look at a lot of our old DockSide TV episodes, we got some pretty awesome ones catching redfish in the dead of the winter, and bass. It's just like, you know, we're getting some trout right now, or if you want to go down to the Chalmette Wall, that's always good for the winter. Big crowds, a lot of people. Boy, when you can find that right area with reds in the wintertime, it is so much fun. It is so easy. And most of the time you don't have to worry about people being around a lot of boats, because everybody's so trout nuts in Louisiana. They're always going to target, oh there he was. They always want to target the specks. Bite on that one, pull my tail down. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly where these bites are coming from because I'm just drifting in the middle here. That's a little trick that we do when we're crappie fishing, is when you catch one, you can throw a buoy marker out there. That'll help you hone in on the fish when you're fishing just the middle of open water. There he is. He might stretch, maybe. Got a little fight to him. Got a little fight to him. These little guys pull so well, so hard. I don't know why people are so trout crazy. I mean, that's probably our favorite thing to fish for around here, but if these guys are giving themselves up, we're gonna go after them. Let's see if this one makes it. He's close. 15 and a half. Back you go. Had 2 or 3 bites on that cast. Got a nice little red that's pretty close. I'm gonna have to put him on the stick and measure him. But I hope you enjoyed this episode again from DockSide TV. We went over some wintertime trout techniques, wintertime redfish techniques. Just show you how South Louisiana is a hard place to compete with. Even in the middle of the winter, you could catch multiple species, and we could sit here and catch these little guys, so we're probably tired of looking at them. Make sure to subscribe to our DockSide TV channel. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and also subscribe to our Magic Shad bait box, as this will definitely be one of the things in the box this month. A good old trusty tiger bait. Until next time, good fishing.